All right.
Hello.
So, fourth grade friends, let's look over our work, okay? We had 1 through 4, right?
1 through 4.
Number 1, you should have found the equivalent fraction 10/12. Number 2, you should have found the equivalent fraction for 2 halves would be 6/6. Thank you for being responsible, fourth grade friends, and owning up and doing your work, correcting your work. Number 3, you should have multiplied 3/5 by 2 halves to get 6/10 as an equivalent fraction. And then for number 4, 1/6 times 2 halves equals 2/12. 2/12. Questions so far on these ones? Zach?
No, none these ones, but number 9, why did you make it improper?
Why is number 9, the sample one that they give is 18/6. And Zach noticed that that's improper. Why is that one improper? Why is that one why is the answer improper? Take a look. Is your answer improper?
Yes. Yeah. I put it like this.
Why does it make sense that this one is improper? Nathan, why does this one make sense?
Well, I didn't get 18/6. I got 27/9.
27/9. Would that work too?
Yeah. Okay, well, that's okay.
If you notice, fourth grade friends, macaroni and cheese. Take a look where Mrs. Walsh's finger is. What does it say? Sample. Sample answer means this is just one that they thought of. You might have had different ones. Because what? Okay. Why is this? Why is it okay that our answer is improper? Nathan, why is it okay?
Because the question is improper.
Yeah, because it starts improper. So an equivalent fraction should be improper then. Good. Is anyone wondering if theirs is working? Lizzie?
63/21.
63. So you did 9 times 7, and then 7 times 3. Yep, 63 21st would work. Nathan, what was the one you said? What did you say for that one?
I was doing 9. I got 27.
Are we completely ignoring number 8?
Oh.
Are we just
We'll go back in a second. What else did you get? 27. What was it, Nathan? 27 ninths. 8 times 3, and then 6 times 3 would get us.
No, 3 times 3. 3 times 3. You're doing it at the.
Oh, yep, I was doing with the 6. 3 times 3 would get us 9. Good.
Yep.
All right, other ones you're wondering about for number 9. Rosie.
I just multiply by 1. Okay.
We can't multiply by 1. That's like the one number you couldn't do, okay? That would still, because that would get us the exact same, okay? Lily?
I got 45/15.
45 15th. So you multiplied both by 5? That works then. Yep. Zach?
Can you multiply it by 0?
No.
That would just be 0.
That's nothing. Multiplying by 0 is nothing.
So that's 0.
That would take away our fraction. We want
It's not 0.
Amelia.
What about 54/18?
54/18. You multiplied both by 3 times. You multiplied both by 4?
6.
6. Sorry, my bad.
If you multiply
6, yep. As long as you multiplied your top by your bottom. Miss Madison, go sit at my kidney table, please, and correct your work over there. Monica, please come bring your work up here and sit over here. Thank you. All right. As long as you multiplied, if I did 18 or 9 times 10 and 3 times 10, would that give me an improper fraction?
9 times 10 and 3 times.
If I did both of these times 10, it would be improper and equivalent.
It would be 90/30.
It would be 90/30. That's still equivalent. As long as you multiply your top and your bottom by the same number, your answer is good. All right, back to number 8. The first one that they thought of was 8/10. They multiplied both by 2 halves. What else could you have multiplied it by? Amelia?
12, by 3.
You could have multiplied by 3 and got 12 15ths. What else could you have done, Claire?
Multiply it by 5.
By 5. 8 times 5 gets us 40. And 5 times 5 gets us, not 40, 20. And then 45. No, not, oh my goodness, where is this 40 coming in my head? 20 25ths, right? That's what that one should be? All right. Are you really wondering if your answer works, fourth grade friends? You're generally sincere? Rosie? You did times 9. So as long as you did both, 4 times 9 should get you 36 and then 54s, right? Yep, that one would work. Nathan, did you have a question?
No, but then I.
Okay. Alicia?
Why does it work?
Of course, I'll never get mad at you for doing more.
This is from Miss Cummings.
Oh, thanks.
What is that?
It's a treat. Tissue box.
You didn't know?
No.
Is it an eraser?
No. All right, back to math. All right, we're going to move. Camille, last one.
Eraser. I have a question.
Okay. All right, so let's see. We did 5 times 3, 4 times 3. We could do, right?
No, I thought 8 times was a fraction.
Oh, I know. I did that one over here, too. I kept going off of the pink one instead. Yep, good. All right, and then we had 10, right?
Yeah.
All right, the sample answer they thought of, they multiplied it by 2 and got 6 24ths. Okay. What else might you have gotten? Maddie?
Multiplying by 2.
We could multiply by 5. What would you get? We would get 15, and then 12 times 5, 1, 2, 3, would be 60. 15 60ths. You might have multiplied, Thomas?
By 4.
You might have done by 4. What did you get for that?
12. 48.
12 48ths.
So what does the one on the side say?
It's 16 20ths.
3 times 4 would be 12, right? 3, 6, 9, 12.
Oh, I'm on the wrong one.
Okay.
Oh.
Your Thomas, yours works. Yep. Ryan.
Multiply by 3.
You might have multiplied by 3, and then you should have got 3 times 3 is 9, and 12 times 3 is 36.
I got that.
Oh, sorry, you can't see my work, can you?
No.
That probably explains it. All right. Are we good up there, friends? Okay.
Okay, yeah, I got 9.
Then down below, these are just 2 sample answers that they got. 8 12ths and 20 30ths. I bet most of you did times 2 and then times 3, just like they did.
I did.
Oh, I got 2 different.
You might have done times 4, and then you would have gotten 16 24ths. Or times 5, you might have gotten 20 30ths, right?
I did 6.
I got
24 36 would have worked also. Monica?
12
17, you said you probably did 2 and then 3. It was actually
I literally have
2 and 5.
Oh, it was by 5. What would 3 be? 4 times 3 is...
12.
4 times 3 would get you 12, and 6 times 3 would get you 18. Zach? Nothing for you.
Because if it's
Isaac, you just giving me 0? I appreciate Isaac wants to get through with our correction. Thank you. Lizzie?
What? 32, 48.
32 48 should work. All right. And then 18 sample ones they did were 6 16ths and 9 24ths.
Again, I didn't get any of them.
Ryan?
But you can multiply it by 10.
We could have multiplied by 10 and got 30 80ths.
Again,
Yep. Monica?
15 40s.
3 times 5 would be 15, and 8 times 5 would be 40. 15 40ths works. Lizzie?
I have 2 because none of them are up there. 12, 32.
12 30-seconds should work.
21, 56.
21, and then 56. Yep. Claire?
24 64.
24 64ths would work. Oh. Alright. Take a look over yours, fourth grade friends. As long as you multiply the top and the bottom by the same number, guess what?
It's right.
It's gonna work. And as long as you did your multiplication correctly.
Yeah.
Alright, backside. Number 21. Your first fill in the blank should have been numerator. Your second fill in the blank should have been denominator. Then we had down here, right, number 24? You needed 2 fractions in each side, and you should have got 2 6 and 4 12 are equivalent to 1/3, and 6 tenths and 6 hundredths are equivalent to 3/5. Monica.
I put the 60 hundredths on the right side, but I don't really get it.
60 hundredths. All right, well, how do we go from, let's see, we start at 3/5, and we want to get to 100. Can we multiply 5 by anything to get to 100? 5 times 20, right? 5 times 2 is 10, and one more. And then 3 times 20 is 60. Oh, magic, also known as math. There's a reason magic and math have the same first letter. Yeah. Math is magic. Oh, add that one in there too.
They have the first 2 letters.
All right, fourth grade friends, you can put your math books to the side for now and exchange it for your notebook. Maybe someday. I don't know. Stations of the Cross, unfortunately, you will never get to do again. You get to watch it next year. Then you were really lucky and you get Mrs. Wells 2 times. All right. Holy moly. Fourth grade friends, we don't have too much time left, and I really want to make sure we get to our tech time today. So make sure that we don't have to eat up some of our tech time with the math. Ha. Remind me, what did we do? Actually, you know what? Plot twist. I've got a warm-up problem for you. You don't need to write it in your notebook. You can write it on a whiteboard or on like a scratch piece of paper. You and your think partner, you will need that eventually. You and your think partner, and Isaac, you can join Camille and Holly today. Can you make sure he's included? And Aiden, can you join Zach and Zane? Can you include Aiden?
Yeah.
And Lizzie, you can join either Lily and Rose or Micah and Brooke. Okay? You can pick. With your group, I'm going to give you 2 minutes. See how many equivalent fractions you can make for 1/4 within reason. Don't do I don't want to give away how to do it, but don't do like a crazy number, fourth grade friends. Looking at you, Mr. Marco.
20.
Yeah. All right. Go ahead and figure out as many equivalent fractions for 1/4 as you can.
Okay.
Pause the video while you do that. All right. Let's come back, fourth grade friends. And Ron Button, Mrs. Wells. Ron Lever. I just watched Emperor's New Groove. Why do we even have that lever? And then you kick alligator out of your way. Yeah.
And then the other one, what the sheep have that?
All right. My.
That's a spicy meatball!
I wish I had fourth grade friends who could get through math with me. Got some of you. All right. What is one equivalent fraction that you have? What was one, Amelia?
11 44.
11/44 does work. What else could you have done, Zane?
20/80ths.
20/80ths. Sure would work. What's another one, Brooke?
I got 25 100.
25/100ths would work. Nice. What else, Maddie? 8:30 seconds. 30 seconds. You're close. Monica, what'd you guys come up with?
1350 seconds.
13, no, it's not 13, Mrs. Walls.
That's a 16.
That's a 16. Okay, we're just gonna go like that. 13, what was it? Sorry. 13. 13:50 seconds. It does work. As in 50 seconds. 50 seconds. Camille. 15/60ths would work. Lizzie. 5/20ths. Zach.
100 400ths, 1,000 4,000ths, and 1 billion 1 billionths. Well, 1 million 1 million 4 million.
4 million. So, do you get the pattern, fourth grade friends, so far?
Yeah.
It's gonna be multiples of our 1 and our 4. Good. I know that there's a lot more that you came up with. Good job. Today, fourth grade friends, I've got a question for you. You don't need to write this down yet. But we know we can do multiplication by 1. And what happens whenever we multiply a number by 1?
47.
What happens? It's itself. It's that identity, right? It stays by itself. I have a question for you, fourth grade friends. Does this only work with multiplication?
No.
What else can we use the identity property with?
Fraction.
Lily?
Addition and subtraction.
Addition? Does it work quite with subtraction?
Yeah, like
How do we do
36 minus 0.
36 minus 0 is 36. Does it? And then if we do 36 plus 0 equals 36. Good. Can we do it with anything else? We can do it with division, can't we? If I have 12 and I divide 12 by 1, it's still 12. Well, yesterday, fourth grade friends, we learned we can use this with multiplying fractions by what?
1?
By essentially 1. But are we multiplying by 1?
No.
No, what are we really multiplying by? What's that math vocabulary word that we're doing now? We're not multiplying by 1. We're multiplying by not a whole. What's
Equivalent.
an equivalent fraction? So today, fourth grade friends, you're going to get your date in the corner of your page. And a hush spell over the class. Well, today, fourth grade friends, we're going to take that same skill we did yesterday. And instead of using multiplication to find equivalent fractions, today we're going to use division. Multiplication works best when we have like a small numerator. What happens if we have a numerator that starts at like 4? Like if we had 4/8. Could we go smaller?
Yeah.
We could. I'm going to show you how we can today. If we start with a bigger fraction, I'm going to show you how to go smaller to find a smaller equivalent fraction. Monica?
Sorry, this is kind of random, but quick question. Could you go 0/8? Could you say 0/8?
You can say it, but if you have 0/8 of something, what do you have?
Nothing.
You have nothing. So you can still say it. You could have a subtraction problem. We'll get into that next week. Or the week after. Okay? You're going to miss some notes though, dude. So get caught up when you come back. All right. There is an algorithm, if I could spell that correctly. Algorithm to find equivalent fractions with division too. It's very, very, very similar to multiplication. Okay? Is that big enough or do we need a little more?
A little.
That good? Okay. We're going to do that algorithm or those steps to finding equivalent fractions. Okay? The first one, just like with multiplication, how we had to multiply by a fraction that was equivalent to 1. Meaning our numerator and denominator are
Same.
they're the same. We have to do that for division too. We can't just pick two different numbers. It has to be the same. It has to work for the top and the bottom. Okay? Because like multiplication, we could just pick any number for most of it. With division, there's gonna be a right answer. Okay? There might be more than one, but it's a little bit more work to make sure you get that right number. Then, we need to make sure we can divide both. Remember, I was just saying it's really important. We want to divide both the numerator and the denominator by the same number. Okay? So like if we had, let's do 3 and 6. Can I divide 6 by 2? 6 divided by 2, I can do that. Can I do 3 divided by 2 though? No. So I have to find a number that I can divide both of them by. I could divide by 3, couldn't I? I can divide 6 by 3. And I can divide 3 by 3. And I don't want to divide by 1, because what's that going to do? It's going to make it the exact same. We know that. We want to use equivalent fractions, not the same fraction. An equivalent one. Then there's 3 more steps. Step 3 and 4 are just like what we did with multiplication. We divide our numerators first, top to bottom, and then we divide our denominators. Go across the bottom. You'll see it's very similar to how we did yesterday's. Questions so far? Brooke. I will keep it up here. I always keep it up. Does that answer your question, Zach? I just know I do have some friends who are ready, so that's usually why I go ahead. Okay? So we want to divide the numerator and the denominator by the same number. And then the last step is just like we did yesterday. We write our equivalent fraction. We write what our new fraction would be. You can put a smiley face by it like yesterday. Yay!
Do you write these things before school and then cover it with yellow paper?
Taking a look at the algorithm, is it very different from yesterday's? Not really. Instead, the only thing that's pretty much different is instead of multiplication, we do division today. Which is the opposite of multiplication. So it makes sense that this is kind of opposite just a bit, right? When you're ready, I got some examples for us.
Next page.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to freeze that and pause this for a second. So let's take a look at some examples next, okay?
Unfreeze.
All right. So I'm going to unfreeze. All right. We've got examples. Notice I don't have anything, so I'm going to write them with you as we do them. Our first one, let's start with 6/8.
6/8.
This time I'm going to tell you what we're going to divide by. So that way we can see how we do those steps. Sometimes we'll give you what you should divide by. We're dividing by, how do we say that? 2 halves. This one's 2 halves. All right, so now I go through my algorithm. I'm dividing by an equivalent fraction that equals 1. Now I'm going to divide. 6 divided by 2 is 3. Because 3 times 2 equals 6. Then I can do 8 divided by 2, and that equals 4. So my equivalent fractions are 6/8 and 3/4. Can I go any lower?
No.
3 and 4 have nothing in common, right? Other than 1. So I can't do any. Okay? Let's try another one. Next to it, let's do 50 divided by 10. What kind of fraction is this?
50 tenths.
Yeah, but
He said 50 divided by
this is an improper fraction.
Improper. Bad boy.
So, will it make sense if our answer is also improper?
Yeah.
It will, because we know we're starting. We're just making it equivalent. This time, let's divide by 5/5. So 50 tenths divided by 5/5. What would our equivalent fraction be? Give you a moment. Raise your hand when you think you got it. What would 50 tenths divided by 5/5 be? What do you get, Lily?
10 seconds.
10 seconds or 10 halves.
10 halves.
50 divided by 5 is 10. 10 divided by 5 is 2.
That can equal a whole thing.
Let's try this one, 4th grade friends, where we start with 4/8. 4/8. And I know it's going to equal something out of 4ths. How do I go from 8 to 4? Claire, how do we go from 8 to 4?
You do 8 divided by 2.
I would do division here, right? Because I'm going from a big to a small. 8 divided by 2 is 4. Why is that also helpful? Why is that divided by 2 on the bottom helpful? Micah, why is that helpful?
Because it's going to be the same on the top.
It's going to be the same on the top now because I know that this works and this one should work. Can I do 4 divided by 2?
Yes.
I can.
I don't know.
And I get 2.
Yeah.
So my equivalent fraction to 4/8
4 halves.
is 2/4.
Or, yeah.
Claire?
Would a half work too?
Why? Oh, Claire asked,
yes.
could I do a half?
Yeah.
Yes.
What do you notice about 2 and 4?
They're both like half of each other.
I could divide again. What can I divide both of them by? Not 1.
2.
I can divide by 2 again to make 1 half. 1 half.
Okay.
You try this one, 4th grade friends. Let's start at 10/12. And I want you to find the fraction that has a numerator of 5, and we don't know the denominator. I'm going to put a box there because we don't know it. You already got it? Or you have a question?
Oh, yeah, I already have.
Question, Monica.
What if you can't divide it?
What if you can't divide it? Like for 3/4, that's as low as it can go, right? Then that's our answer.
No, but like, what if it was like 6 divided by 5?
So like if we had a fraction 5/6 to start with, can we use division to find an equivalent fraction here, 4th graders? What could we use to find an equivalent fraction? Not division, but what could we use? For these ones where you can't do division, use multiplication.
Because they're the same.
Okay? I can't, because division and multiplication work together. So if you know you can't do division, then you would use multiplication. All right, 4th grade friends, you should have got 10/12 is equivalent or equal to 5. 5/6. Holy moly.
Guacamole.
Who got it? Oh my goodness. Can you walk me through how you got it? How did you get it? Peter, how did you get it? We know we can do 10 divided by 2. I can also use 12 and 2 together. Oh, that's right.
That's it. I'm leaving the door open.
So I get 5, 6. Good. All right, this time, 4th grade friends, what if I ask us to divide to find 2 equivalent, and I'm going to do a shortcut abbreviation, EQUIB and a period, fractions. This time we have to find how many equivalent fractions? 2. All right, so we're going to use division. Let's say our first fraction is 16/12. Taking a look, what could we divide both of these by? What could we divide 16 and what could we divide 12 by? What do you think? Camille? I could do by 4, right? I can do 16 divided by 4, which gets us 8, and then 16 divided 4 4/3. Good. Good. That was my fault. I got a little tripped up in there too. All right. We can do divided by 4. That's 1. What else could we do?
2.
What else, Monica? We could divide by 2 here, couldn't we? So instead of 4, I might want to divide by 2. 16 divided by 2. 2 times what gets me 16? 8, Zach?
8/6.
I could get 8. And 12 divided by 2, I know that 6 times 2 is 12. Well, see, please stop. That's loud. Do you hear how loud it is? Can you please stop this? Thank you. We could get 8/6. Could we divide by anything else?
No.
What else?
1.
Remember, if we divide by 1, does that give us an equivalent or does that give us the same? It gives us the same, so we can't do 1. We want an equivalent. We did 2. Can we do 3?
No.
No.
Yeah, we can.
We could do 12 divided by 3.
No, but
Can we do 16 divided by 3? Remember, this one is weird because it's got to work for both numbers. And that doesn't work. We can't have a remainder in a fraction.
No.
That doesn't work.
No.
All right. You try this last one for me, 4th grade friends. 20 100ths. You have to show me with your fingers, how many equivalent fractions? Dos. 2 of them, 2 fingers. You should have 2 equivalent fractions.
Oh, that was easy.
Think through, what can I divide top and bottom by? Haswell, you work on that one. What did you get for an equivalent fraction for 20 100ths? What did you get? What was 1 that you got? What was 1? Zane?
Oh, I got 10/50ths for 1.
10/50ths. How did you get 10/50ths?
I divided by 2.
No. Is that better? So if we divide both by 2, 20 divided by 2 is 10, and 100 divided by 2 is 50. That one works. Snaps for Zane. That's awesome. All right, walk me through how you got yours, Alicia. What else can we do?
I did 20 divided by 10.
20 divided by 10,
And then 100 divided by 10.
and 100 divided by 10.
And by 10, it's just
2,
and then for 100,
10. So our equivalent fraction is 2 tenths. Good. Ryan, what else did you get?
4/18.
Walk me through. What did you divide both by?
I
Divide by 5. 20 divided by 5 is 4. And did you say 20th? What's 5 divided by 100? Remember, 5 times 2 gets me 20. So 100 divided by 5 gets you 20. 4 20ths. Good. Monica, last one.
I just did that exact time.
You just did that. Anyone do a different one that wasn't 2, 10, or 5? Micah?
No, I got 5. Yeah, me too.
No, because how many nickels does it take to make $1? Think through. A nickel is worth
5 cents.
how many nickels does it take to make $1 that's worth 100 cents? 20. That's my trick. All right. I know there's a lot we could do. 4th grade friends, here is your homework. Okay? Page 433 and 434. All right, 4th grade friends, I'm going to go over this, and my friends who aren't listening, I'm not going to help you, and you can ask somebody else what the directions are. All right? You should be circling number 1, 2, and 3. 1 through 3. So 1, 2, 3. Then jump to number 6.
Weird how we're at the start of our book now.
And you're going to circle 6, 7, 8. 3 in that part. Okay. 6 through 8. So 6, 7, 8. Circle 10, 11, 18, 19, 22, 27, 29. Then that is all we have for math today.